Okay, good afternoon, Miss Yang po. Ivan Jane, good afternoon. Okay, halatang lang nato ang uban ha. Kay 5 pa mo kabuok nakalagin. So, muna siya karon BPA 2, Week 4, Introduction to Governance and Development, Part 2. Okay, sa week number 3 ang Part 1. So, topics here will be governance and government. Then topic number 2, theoretical and empirical difference of governance and government. So, wait lang pagamay ha. Okay. Gamay pa ang participants. There are only 5 who are logged in. Sa katong maglisod sa live stream, pwede mo makapangutana dito sa atong group chat. There are still 5 of you who are logged in. Six kabuok na login. Good afternoon, Miss Donna Zen. Please ko message sa inyong mga classmates nga magsugod na ta karon tad taod. Okay? 5 na lang kabuok na bilin. Where are the others? Wala silang hulatan ha. Before ta mo proceed sa atong lecture. Good afternoon, Miss Abigail. Uy, asa na ba ang ubang niyo classmates? 5 or 6 na ang nakalagin. Good afternoon, Miss Princess Amora. Still, there are only 6 participants logged in. Ang tulo, wala pa nakasab. Good afternoon, maestro. Okay. Combination of English words and Spanish word. Okay, mag-start ata whether naa ang inyong mga classmates or wala. So 7 na makabuk. So let us start our topic for day week 4. Again, Introduction to Governance and Development, Part 2. Topics to be discussed. Topic number 1, governance and government. Then topic number 2, theoretical and empirical difference of governance and government. So let us start with governance and government. Unsay kalainan nila duha? So governance differs from government. Governance focuses less on the state and its institution, while government focuses more on the state and its institution. Okay, so nag-change na sila duha. Governance focuses more on social practices and activities, while government focuses less on social practices and activities. So, imo lang siyang ibali-bali. Kung unsa ang sa governance, maupod ang dili sa government. Vice versa. Okay? Again, I will repeat para sa mga bago lang naka-login. Ang difference sa governance and government. Okay? Governance kuno focuses less on the state and its institution, while ang government focuses more on the state and its institution. Governance focuses more on social practices and activities, while government focuses less on social practices and activities. So, muna siya ang governance and government, ang ilang difference. So, let us proceed to topic number 2. This is longer than topic number 1. Good afternoon, Miss Bachanicha. Good afternoon. Welcome to our online class. Sa tanang nakalagin. Okay. Theoretical and empirical difference of governance and government. Theoretically, governance is the process of governing. It is what governments do to their citizens. Unsa daw ang gibuhat, mao daw na siya ang government dito sa iyang unsa iyang gipangbuhat dito sa ilang mga citizens. It is also what corporations and other organizations do to their employees and members. So, mao pud na ang ginabuhat sa mga dagko or gagmay nga mga corporations or mga organizations sa ilahang mga employees and members. The process of governing need not be consciously undertaken by hierarchically organized set of actors. So, dili daw siya consciously need not be consciously undertaken by kanang hierarchy. Dapat kung kuno dili da siya kanang by levels ang pag-govern. Okay? Markets and networks of actors can govern, produce, coordination, and make decisions. Whereas government refers to political institutions. Political institutions are the organizations in a government that create, enforce, and apply laws. Governance refers to processes of rule wherever they occur. So, muna siya partly sa theoretical. Governance, as an abstract theoretical concept, refers to all processes of social organization and social coordination. Governance here differs from government because social organization need not involve oversight and control. So unsa man ang pasabot daw anha. Again, I will repeat. Governance as an abstract, meaning unsa pasabot sa word nga abstract. Abstract theoretical concept refers to all processes of social organization and social coordination. Then governance here differs from government because social organization, again, need not involve oversight and control. Dili siya kinahanglan nga ay oversight siya o mag-control. So muna siya ang theoretical concept sa governance. Again, it is abstract. Then let us proceed. Empirically, ito na ta sa empirical part sa difference of governance and government. Empirically, governance refers to a shift in public organization. So naaday shift meaning na change. Mga siya shift in gears kung sakyanan pa so na change. Increasingly, governments rely on private and voluntary sector actors to manage and deliver services. So mag-hire daw ang government sa mga private companies or voluntary sectors para mag-deliver og services para sa citizen. Okay, so for example, ang government, nag-hire sila private company for road construction. Okay, kay ang pamahala sa kanang mga road construction is ang DPWH, Department of Public Works and Highways. Pero kana sila nana sila yung mga private contractors na contract na katong mga private contractors sila ang magbuhat sa anang project for DPWH. So muna siya nag-hire ang government sa mga private sector actors. Okay, so dire pa sa kamigin sa kuan pa na sila Shinshin sa panauban diha mga construction. So kay daghan man na karon nahitabo dire. Sa pauban mga construction diha kang dagko king mga truck. So mga private companies na sila nga gi-hire sa government. Okay? So na siyang pasabot para maka-deliver sa mga services. Then the state muna siyang gibuhat nila para makakuan sila aning mga private government. The state enters contract with these organizations. So nasa yung mga kontrata sa aning mga companies or organizations nga mo-provide og services para sa mga citizens. Whereas government had consisted in no small measure of bureaucratic hierarchies, the new governance gives greater scope to markets and networks, which we will discuss later on sa atong online class. Markets networks, and hierarchies. Okay? Governance as a concrete empirical use refers to changing organizational practices with corporations, the public sector, and the global order. So muna siya ang difference of governance and government in theoretical and empirical concepts, processes. Okay? Gamay ra gihapon mo nakalagin. I hope makatan-aw ang uban ani kung nana ilang data o kusog na ang ilang signal. Okay, so who are these 7 participants? Madunggan pa ba ko ninyo? Comment yes, kining 7 kabuok nga nakalagin. If madunggan pa ba ko ninyo? Or if my audio is audible. Ivan James, so maklara kong tingog. How about ang others? Basi na problema sa signal? Sa data? You have shampoo? Yes. Madunggan akong tingog. How about the other 5? Elaine, madunggan ko. Okay. Frances. Okay, so let us proceed. The 3 concrete activities of governance. Part ni siya. Under ni siya sa government and governance. So there are 3 concrete activities of governance. Number 1, we have theories. Number 2, we have practices. And number 3, we have problems. Okay, good afternoon, Miss Marel Badilla. Thank you for logging in and joining our online class. Okay, so theories inspire people to act in ways that give rise to new practices and new problems. So ang theories daw, maka-inspire sa mga tao to act in ways that give rise sa mga bag-o nga practices. Okay? Muna siya ang theory. And then practices create problems and encourage attempts to comprehend them in theoretical terms. So when you say comprehend, imo sang hunahunahon. Okay? Then number 3, problems require theoretical reflections and practical activity if they are to be adequately addressed. So kining tulo, theories, practices, and problems, kung ano sila, rotational. I hope makita ninyo, ma-post nila ko. Kung pwede ba? Ang iyang pagka-drawing. Okay, dili pwede. Dili siya mag-copy-paste sa akong gusto. So, imagine na lang. Diri sa taas, mo siyang theory or theories. Then arrow, mo na siyang practices. Then from practices, arrow dito, problems. Then from problems, balik siya sa theories. Arrow. So, gaya nga na siya, ga-circle. Okay, nag-rotate siya from theories going to practices, practices going to problems, and problems going back to theories. So, rotation na siya. Ang 3 concrete activities of governance. Okay? So, let's proceed to the next part sa atong online class. Any questions regarding sa aning nga topic before we proceed to the next part? Again, atong gidiscuss ang governance and government, theoretical and empirical difference of governance and government, and lastly, muna siyang pinakalas nga part sa aning lecture, the three concrete activities of governance. So para dili mo mga wala, akong i-post dire ang akong mga gipang mention. Hopefully, ma-screenshot ni ninyo para naamoy makita as reference sa inyong pag-study. So first, we have governance and government. Ang iya ding content, noon siya. Muna siya akong gipang mention ganina. So that is governance and government. We will then proceed to the theoretical and empirical difference of governance. So, ayaw sa lang mag-comment ha, pag maputol-putol ang akong pag-copy and paste. Okay. So, this is under sa theoretical. Okay, pasensya kung putol-putol. There are only 200 characters kada. Next, anhi, kini siya. And then let us proceed sa empirical concept. So governance and government. Okay, muna siya. Theoretical and empirical difference of governance and government. And then lastly, ang atong last nga di-discuss, kining the three concrete activities of governance. So number one, theories. Inspire people to act in ways that give rise to new practices and new problems. And then we have number two, practices create problems and encourage attempts to comprehend them in theoretical terms. And then lastly, we have number three, problems require theoretical reflections para maka-provide ta og solution and answer sa ana nga problema, and practical activity if they are to be adequately addressed. So that's our three topics na atong gidiscuss kaganina. Okay? So katulo under gihapon na siya sa theoretical. Gi-subtopic lang na nako siya. Basin nag confuse mo kay akong ibutang ganina duha ra ka topics. Subtopic ang ikatulo. Okay, so any questions? Muna siya ang atong i-discuss. Pwede ninyong i-screenshot. Okay, moving on. Ato ta sa part nga na ay interactions from the learners or students with their instructor. So, para mahimo ni nato, I'll be posting a question and then you answer by commenting sa atong live chat. Okay? So, question number 1. What? Inyong ansiran ang atong learning outcomes. Okay, so first, satisfactorily explain the differences between governance and government. Ato sang edit kay na wrong ang kuan. Question number 1. Okay, so muna siyang correct na question. Satisfactorily explain the difference between governance and government. So sa mga nakalag-in diha, for your participation, this is 15%. Please comment your answer sa atong live chat. Okay? So I will be waiting for your answers. Kining 8 ka buok na nakalag-in. This will be your participation, which is equivalent to 15% sa inyong grades. Okay, basing nalimot mo, natay grading system. This is your grading system. Just to remind everyone na naatay participation. Okay, so 50% midterm and final examination, 20% submission of weekly activities. So later on, maghatag ko og assignment as your weekly activity. That is for week number 4, equivalent to 15% sa inyong grades. Quizzes, so wala pa ta naka-quiz. That is also 15%. And then, participation, 15%. So, 50 plus 20, then 2 ka 15, 100% tanan. Okay? So, live chatting and commenting is now available para sa inyong answer sa question number 1, which is ang atong learning outcome number 1. So, asa na to sila uban ganina nakalag-in? Nangawala man. Where are you? Wala po'y nag-message sa atong group chat. Kay BPA 2, dili kay mo active. Sao na lang. Okay, think for your answers. Again, explain the difference between governance and government. Sa mga simple terms. Pwede ra. Yes, nag-type na daw si Miss Elaine. I'll be waiting sa inyong answer. Okay, we have answer from Ivan Jane. Governance, the way that a city, company is controlled by the people, while the government, the group of people who control and make decisions for a country. So kita as citizens, asa man ta mabilong ani governance or government? Kung ikaw usa ka estudyante sa CPSC, governance or government? Okay, thank you for your answer, Ivan Jane. How about the others? Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Kim Buholano, for logging in. Please answer the question posted above. For your participation, which is equivalent to 15%. Okay, satisfactorily explain the difference between governance and government. So we have another answer from Ms. Bachanicha. The difference between the governance and government is a body whose sole responsibility and authority is to make binding decision in a given system, while governance is comprised all. Murag something missing sa imong explanation dapit sa katapusan, Miss Bochanitsa. Explain more sa katong governance. Governance is comprised all the process of governing, whether undertaken by the government. Okay, very good, Miss Bochanitsa. Thank you for sharing your answers. One, where are the others? There are only two pa nga naka-answer. Sila lang na ay participation? Where are the others? We have answer from Abigail Recto. When we say governance, sir, it is the act of governing or process sa pag-govern or ruling, while government is okay, so maghulat ta sa continuation. Government is Miss Shanko, yes. Please answer the question posted above. Di masen, nabuang na siya. Pwede ra dito sa messenger nimo i-message sa kuan. private message nga answer. Ayaw dito sa group chat. Kaya makakita ang BPA 1 and BPA 3. So direct message lang para sa imong answer, Miss Siangko. Okay, governance, according to Ms. Siangko, governance is concerned directly with the management of the development process involving both the public and the private sector, while government is the system or group of people governing or organized community. So nakita na nako ang imong answer, Ms. Siangko. Okay? Thank you for your answer and for participating. Then continuation sa answer ni Miss Abigail Recto, government is, ano man to? While government is a group of people who rule or run the administration. Okay, very good, Miss Abigail. Thank you for your participation. Kinsa pa ang wala nakahatag sa ilang answer? Then question number 2 para sa mga nag-answer na sa number 1. So this will be your question. Atong learning outcome number 2 is in your own words. In your own words, differentiate theoretical and empirical governance. Okay, para sa mga naka-answer na sa question number 1, in your own words, differentiate theoretical and empirical governance. Okay, kinsa pa yung mag-answer? Question number 1, katong wala pa. Then question number 2, katong naka-answer na sa question number 1. Okay, we have here a message from your classmate, Richard Anthony. Sir, dili ko makapil sa imong klase kay na ako'y trabaho. Mangutana na lang ko ako mga classmate kung unsay. Then kung dili sila makatubag, pwede ra nimo ma-view balik ang atong video. Okay, kay posted na siya sa atong YouTube and sa atong Facebook. Okay, asa naman ang uban? Uy, 5 na lang kabuok. 5 na lang kabuok na bilin. I hope nga kung kusog na yung signal and then na may data, ma-view ninyo balik ang atong online class. Okay? Okay, wala pa yung naka-answer sa number 2. Hindi kita makaproceed sa next part, which is ang paghatag sa assignment. After sa assignment, okay, naka-comment na si Miss Shanko sa atong live chat. Theoretical governance is the processor, governing, while empirical governance refers to the shift in public organization. Okay, so muna siya akong i-discuss ganina. In your own words, what do you mean sa theoretical and sa empirical? Say difference sa duha. We have Elaine, theoretical, you do not actually conduct an experiment. Okay, very good. Kay theory raman siya, so it's all in the mind. I-formulate na siya sa atong mental ability. So that's why wala pa gi-conduct nga experiment. While empirical is an estimate that event will occur. So in other words, kung empirical, pwede na siya mag-experiment. Na kayo makita, ma-feel, ma-touch, ma-taste kung food mong gani siya. Okay? Kung empirical na siya. Okay? Empirical meaning ma-experience na nimo sa imong five senses depende sa unsa ang gi-experiment. Kung food ang gi-experiment para sa empirical, so ang atong sense of taste ang magamit. Kung sense of smell, pwede po siya kay food man, mahibaw-an nato kung lami ang food or dili. Depende sa ilang kahumot sa pagkaon. So, siyang sense of smell under empirical. Sense of feeling, katong sa touch, sa skin. Napasok ka atong sudan nga imong giluto. So, ano na siya? Parts nga sa empirical. Hearing, sense of hearing, gamit niyo po na siya. Nagbuto-buto na ang pinirito nga isda o manok. So, yan na. So, experiment or empirical nga answer is katong magamit ang imong five senses. Okay, so we have here answer from Kim Buhulano. Government refers to the group of people that has power to rule a country or territory, while governance refers to how the leaders rule or hold his people. Yes, lag ang globe karon kay medyo Kim. Medyo kaulan nun. Traffic sa taas. Maglisod sila sugod siguro. Okay, so thank you for answering question number 1. At ito sa question number 2. Katong wala pa naka-answer sa question number 1. You can answer now. Ang katong humalag question number 1, proceed to question number 2. Okay? So, murag lang kalisod. Lagid siguro ang atong signal, kay ako po mag-interrupt ang atong connection. So, let us proceed. I will be giving your assignment for this week, which will be past next week. So, next week ang deadline. Okay? Underneath siya sa 3 concrete activities of governance. Okay? Make a list of 2 theories Okay, so your assignment, make a list of 2 theories with practices from the government and the problem that arises from that practice. Okay? So that will be your assignment. Okay, nangagamay na ang nakalagin. Again, make a list of 2 theories with practices from the government and the problem that arises from that practice na ibuhat sa government. Okay? So, napaisumpay diya na. Ito sa ayuhon. Assignment. Make a list of 2 theories with practices done by the government and the problems that arises from doing the said practices. After determining the problems that have make a theory on how to solve the problem. Okay, so muna siya. Assignment, make a list of two theories with practices done by the government and the problems that arises from doing the said practices. And then after determining the problem, make a theory or theories on how to solve the problem that have arisen while doing the practices. Okay, so muna siya ang whole na assignment which will be passed next week. I will read it again para sa makalisod og view. Assignment, make a list of two theories with practices done by the government and the problems that arises from doing the said practices. So, after determining the problems, make a theory or theories on how to solve the problem that have risen while doing the practices. So this is under the three concrete activities of governance. Katong gi-mention ako ganina nga, rotational siya. Theories, practices, and problems. So arrow, ana. Okay, or arrow, sa ba? Lahat ang kuan sa aning video. Theories, practices, problems, arrow. Rotational. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for logging in and joining our online class. I hope ang katong uban nga wala naka-join ilang mo view kining atong online class para sa ilang participation and for the week number 4 activity. So thank you again. You may now log out of our online class. Thank you for joining. God bless and stay safe. See you next week.